Today's the last day we're using warriors. It's been a good run, but we're fed up. No, it's just since we're going 5 engines, we're only gonna get more defense, and even though we can still use them right now, they won't work for long. Once we get nasty things like a Doom Cannon, Shock Mines, it's gonna be deadly. But we did open 5 engines, a lot better deck layout, and we'll try some attacks. Since the last video, we did have a maintenance update, and they finally fixed the Cryoneer bug. And for those who don't know, there was a bug where normal Cryoneers slow buildings by 50%, but as you add troop damage, you can make that slow percent even higher. All the way to if you have 100% troop damage, they slow things completely, so it's a literal Shockoneer. Even though we only had 40% troop damage, it was a bit of a slow from 50 to 70, basically meaning now attacks are a bit harder. But on 5 engines, there is a couple ways you can do it, but my personal favorite is 1 Cryo and 7 Warriors. Especially if they don't have a Doom Cannon or a bunch of Boom Mines all leading up to the right side. Because it's like 4 engines where you Warrior Rush 4 and you Art 1. So dropping on the left side again, doing a shield. And nearly the same beginning as 4 engines, you want to do a couple of smokes, and it doesn't have to be right next to the engine, but kind of near it, because you want to clear some buildings and the engine eventually. So we let these guys go, that Cryo is going to help out. You're just waiting until the left engine goes down, and when it does, first you want to make sure there's no buildings on this side. If there are none, then you can skip this step, but we're going to flare here to kill those 2 mortars and sniper. And then the next step is doing a split flare on the left side. We got some shielded warriors, we'll do 1 more shield right now. And even if there aren't any flames, almost every time, if you flare the vent, then you get a split. As that's happening, you can artillery 1 engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 arts to take that down. And then these warriors are coming along, so pretty soon you can start flaring. Wait until a few of them group up, and then just get everyone going. You want to flare all the way to that engine, do a few more smokes. Sometimes it gets pretty tight. Like I said, if there's a lot of Boom Mines, this attack doesn't always work. But if you have enough warriors, then they get right there and finish it off. You can see the time difference too, going from like 3 10s and 4 engines, now down to 2 40s. But in most cases, this is a first type of attack that works out. Just sucks that you lose a lot of warriors. We'll check it out one more time. And the logic is, you want to use warriors for all the left engines, but if you just flare from engine to engine, then you have to deal with Boom Mines, and getting a split is just easier. So first doing a split, at least in these early buildings, because you want to get some GBU too for using artillery. Now 5 engines are 7 arts, no longer 5. And if these buildings don't go down, then it's really tough to get a split. But like we said, that vent is usually the perfect spot, where 1 engine on this side and on that side, you get it going. So that gives enough GB to use art on 1 engine, and still enough to smoke to this last one and get it down. But if not warriors, then what? Good news for us because we have no instant training, but also those warrior haters, the next big troop is just using rifles. Especially tomorrow when we have max adrenaline going from 15 to 20%, rifles are just that strong. Especially against Doom Cannons or Shock Mines, you don't care nearly as much, because there's no things like normal mines or shock launchers. Here we have a base where there's so many Boom Mines here, and on this side, where that warrior hit doesn't really work. But it's okay because you can show the rifle hit. It's nearly the same, but just using rifles instead. The big difference is just, we're not flaring so much, instead getting a natural split. So starting on this side, we'll do always 4 rifles and 1 cryo. And you can do a shield right away. If you have enough to do a few artillery, we're not going to do an engine. So we should have done it sooner, but we'll do 2 on that machine gun and flame. Because you want these 4 rifles to clear a bunch of these buildings, and then we can delay the other 3 on the right side. Just seeing the distance between that flame and whatever is over here. So maybe waiting like a few seconds. But now seems pretty good. As soon as you drop the rifles, you can do a shield. This left side, don't really have to worry about. You have most of those rifles going on the right side. Some dying to boom mines, but that's okay. Use more artillery to take down that stuff. Never want to kill the beginning splash, only the second and backline. So rifles on the left side, still looking kind of okay. And just seeing which engine is last to go down. Since the right rifles are fine, we should maybe support the left guys. So just letting everyone go. We'll do one more shield, which I think does make sense. Just do want to save those rifles. And as the right one goes down, do a tiny left flare, and then 100 GB, all on the engine. Looking again, you could have probably fully arted it out. Maybe save like 5-10 seconds. But in any case, around that 240. And that attack also works when there's a Doom Cannon, Shock Mines. So it's the one that we're going to try getting more comfortable with. Because the idea with rifles is they're not super fast like warriors, especially movement speed. So you want to just clear more with it. Even though there's flames, machine guns, they don't worry nearly as much just because there's so many. And boom mines because rifles are just one housing space. So we do 4 and still 1 cryo, but once you clear enough buildings, you can just delay stuff on the right side. They still care about flames and mortars especially, so that's why we're not arting at one engine, instead mainly just flames, mortars. The splash that's going to deal most damage. And then you have rifles both left and right, so they clear everything. And unlike warriors which take 90 minutes to train, or even just one attack, rifles only take 15 minutes, so just great news for free-to-play. Here we got this 5 engine. Now there's not too many boom mines on the left side, but there is quite a few over here. So honestly, both options work, either rifles or warriors. But since this is kind of our last day with warriors, you can try them out. It matters more if there's more boom mines on this side than the right, because you don't always have to art out this engine and flare here. You can just do the reverse. If you use artillery on the left engine, then avoiding most of these boom mines, just flare on the right side. So still, the start is the same. Get all the troops going and get a shield. Here we'll do a smoke right there. Don't want to do too many. I like a max of 2 smokes in the beginning. But again, not right next to the engine, just kind of near it. And let them start clearing. You only care about when the left engine goes down, but any buildings on the right is just a bonus. We'll still wait until the flame goes down because warriors are right there. And then we can go ahead, flare just a little on the left. Again, any buildings over here, gotta make sure they're down. And if there's no buildings, just ignore this step. As that mortar is done, flare the vent, because then it's gonna be a good split. Here we have the split going. We'll go ahead and start using artillery. 2 because we want to get more GB from the cannon. And then just a bunch over here. So that engine is going down. And as we get going, we'll do maybe like 1 flare. Good thing we have a separation of warriors, so only the beginning boats are gonna deal with the boom mines. Here we'll also do a few smokes. But as the warriors get there, send that last flare. Looks like the time is gonna be a bit slower. And again losing most of the warriors. But every single attack, still aiming for roughly 240. All of these attacks we're doing, whether warriors or rifles, it's only 15% adrenaline. So once you max it out, even stronger. Alright, here we got this base. In this one, there is a fair amount of boom mines here. But also this cannon, if you do the warrior hit, it's gonna sort of mess with the split. So if we do it, then well, we'll probably have to not flare this vent, but a little bit on the right side, just to make sure you get evenly left and right. But like we said, because the boom mines are a lot on the left side, we'll just do the rifle one. So again, we'll do 4 rifles right here, cryo in the middle, and then just 1 shield right away. Even a mortar on this side isn't so bad, but this one you want to deal with. So we'll just do 2 artillery. Just gotta let them clear pretty much everything. There's not so much splash on the left side. Gonna save most of our GB on the right side. So even right now, can do 3 rifles, shield right away. And because we got some rifles moving along, we want to wait until the ones on the right side, they catch up, so just do a smoke. Not a ton of rifles on the left, but maybe it still works out. Well, in that case, I guess we'll just save artillery actually. Do 1 more shield right now. And just see wherever these rifles move across. We got enough rifles, just barely. And only 2 machine guns, or now just 1. So because we have almost no rifles on the left side, I think we'll just use our remaining artillery on that engine. So we'll do like a bunch right here. Looks like we need 1 more, but getting it right now, and actually it's our fastest time. Almost 250. Which is another thing we gotta practice with. That on these rifle attacks, plans can change. You're always doing the same drop, but what your artillery just depends on where troops go. The drop is the same, and the reason I art this mortar is, well, 2 mortars together, 1 kills a shield, 1 kills the rifles, but just 1 mortar isn't so bad. And because we had a building on the right side, there were, I guess, even more rifles there. So once we saw not so many on the left side, maybe avoid artillery on the right. Even though it got pretty dicey. Again, only 15% adrenaline, so imagine with 20. Since we had nearly no rifles on the far left, you can use the rest of the GB over there and finish the base. And here we got another 5 engine. For whatever reason, he's got 10 building damage, but I mean, sure, you can do that. There is a lot of boom mines on the left side, so we can probably just do the normal rifle hit. 4 rifles, 1 cryo, get a shield going. Not so much on the right, so we can art these 2 buildings right here. And we never exactly know how the split's gonna go, so it's kind of just playing it by ear. We'll wait until a bunch of these buildings go down and then drop some rifles on the right side. Only a couple mortars on the left, so it doesn't really matter. And even the rifles are kind of weird on the right. Just doing a shield right away, it guarantees that every rifle in the boat is going to be covered. That's why we do a shield immediately instead of waiting for them to group up. You can art out those flames because they do way more damage than machine guns. And so far, Split's looking pretty good. Sometimes you can even art out these middle buildings to force an early rifle split on the left side. So it's looking perfect right now. Rifles on the right side, top, and left. And now just waiting until the last few engines go down and throwing artillery there. So 1 on the left, 1 on the right side. Even faster than before, getting 250. Oh, and didn't notice, but he was ranked 19, so if it works out, it'll be cool. So super fast time with rifles, and getting some good stars. But that's just enough for rank 18, getting that chest. And we still have a big decision to make. Well, 1, no matter what, max adrenaline, extra 5% is huge, so now don't gotta worry about it. But now it's either 2 options. We can take the middle path, get heavies, doom cannon, shock mines. We can still do hits with rifles against these nasty bases, but it's gonna be tough. Plus, we have to wait a few days anyways to open 6 engines and Rudy. There's nothing wrong with going this path. It's probably best long term. But we know warships is also about fun, and we don't want to be in prison for too long. So we've decided we're going to take the fun and easier detour path. Instead of getting heavies, gonna get Sparky instead, and this bottom path. 10 extra troop damage, you get boom cannons right now, and then back up for doom cannon, shock mines, onwards to 6. Even though we'll be about a day and a half late to Rudy or anything else, at least in 5 engines, we have a good time. So Sparky is our next unlock, and we'll do those attacks tomorrow. But that's the start of 5 engines right now, and that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.